Hi there, Erin Johnson here, Outstanding Ohio's most resourceful realtor, and I'm here today with another Resourceful Realtor Thursday, helping you with all things home ownership. And today's topic is how to prepare your house for sale. In particular, how to think about making a good first impression, and that is going to start on the outside of your house. Buyers are often going to do a drive-by of your house before they even schedule a showing or before they come to the showing. So you want to make sure that your house has good curb appeal and nothing's kind of obvious from the road that there may be issues with the house. So if you have like a white fence like this, for example, you want to make sure that's freshly painted, that your mailbox looks good, that your yard's clean, that your landscaping looks nice. We happen to have a lot of cracks in our driveway, so when people show up for a showing, that's one of the first things they're going to see. Of course, that's an expensive thing to fix. You also, if you have a front-facing garage door in particular, that's something important to pay attention to. If it needs painted or patched at all, or if you need a new garage door, that is one of the first things people will see, and that can make a very good first impression or a bad first impression, depending on the status of it. You want to make sure your walkway is clear, that you don't have too many bushes and things coming into the walk, that there's a clear path to your front door. And people are going to spend a fair amount of time at your front door as your realtor fumbles around with the lockbox and trying to get into the house. So you want to make sure that your siding is clean, like we could probably use a little bit of siding here, gutters, that your doorbell's not broken. Probably could use, like here, we need to clear out these cobwebs and probably brush off these leaves, little details like that. Maybe a fresh coat of paint around your doorway, and that kind of thing, because they are going to be standing out here making their first impression of your house. Windex your windows and things like that, because before they even step into your house, they're already starting to get a feel for, do these people keep their house up well? Is there anything going to be wrong with this house? If your doorknob's broken or old, you might want to replace that. If your door needs painted, that kind of thing you want to pay attention to. So those are some tips on how to make a good impression before you even enter the house. The next thing you want to consider is the room that they're walking into. Those first 15 seconds of what they see when they walk into your house, what they smell when they walk into your house, those are going to matter. So if you are going to spend any money updating paint, carpet, flooring, etc., consider doing that in the first room that you walk into, whether that's the foyer, the living room, and so forth. So that's going to make a good impression and make them want to see the rest of the house, the rest of the first floor. By the time they get to the second floor, they've maybe already made a decision about if this could be the house for them or not. So the second floor is a little less important as the first floor and that first impression with the first room that you walk into. Again, I mentioned smell. I went into a house the other day that as I was getting the key out of the lockbox, I was like, oh gosh, I think I smell cats. And I could smell it from the outside, which I thought was strange. And as soon as I opened the door, though, I didn't smell it. And we come to find out later, we couldn't figure out why we were getting the smell. Well, they had a wreath on their front door that we suspect was in the basement where their cats hung out, and probably the cats had urinated on this wreath or near this wreath, and the wreath was carrying the scent. And that was the first impression we've got of this house before we even walked in the front door. So pay attention to little things like that, and that's going to make a lot of difference to helping you sell your house and helping you get top dollar. If you ever have any questions about what you should do to get your house ready to sell, I'm happy to help, and I'll be doing some future videos on some other tips on how to prepare your house for sale. Have a great Thursday.